Hi Vidushi.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
All good. How are you?
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to check. Fine. Fine.
Yeah. So I think we'll be starting, and the participants can join in uh, by the time.
Okay. And what is the time limit?
Till 5:30 and 5:40, we can wrap it up.
Okay. So
At last, we can have a Q&A session.
5:30. I'll continue, and then 10-15 minutes we'll take these question answers.
Yes.
Fine. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to each of you to another lively and engaging session. My name is Vidushi Sharma, and I'll be your host for today's webinar. We're thrilled to have you all here as we dive into an insightful discussion. But before we begin, let's establish a few guidelines to ensure a smooth experience. All participants will remain on mute during the session to maintain focus and minimize interruptions. The chat box will be activated as the session progresses. We encourage you to actively participate by sharing your thoughts and asking questions. Now, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to today's session. We are honored to have with us Mr. Abhinav Singhal, an educational catalyst, innovator, and TEDx speaker, whose work is redefining what learning can look like in today's generation. Abhinav has trained over 1,000 teachers across India and impacted thousands of students through his powerful approach to experiential learning, hands on working, STEM, and project based learning. His vision for textbook-less schools reflects his belief that true learning happens when students explore, experiment, question, and create. He brings a unique combination of expertise from being a PBL and STEM specialist, an innovation consultant, and even a DGCA certified drone pilot who integrates drone technology into practical STEM training. His collaborations with organizations like RAW, Delhi Police, and his achievement as a NASA citizen scientist show the depth of his scientific engagement. Beyond training, he writes regularly for the Times of India (NIE), develops innovative STEM experiments for schools, and co-leads remarkable initiatives like Education Through Monuments and Education Through Cricket, bringing real-world interdisciplinary learning into classrooms across the country. He is also the co-founder of After School Inspire and Inspire Shala, two platforms driving educational excellence by blending innovation, engineering, creativity, and hands-on learning. We are truly privileged to have him with us today. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Abhinav Singhal.
Thank you, Vidushi. Can we straight away start with the session, or should we wait for some people? You are on mute. Yes.
I think we can start, wait for 2 minutes if you want.
Okay. We'll wait for 2 minutes.
Sure.
हाय अभिनव जी, कैसे
हाय,
हैं?
कैसे हैं अभिषेक आप? ऑल वेल?
ऑल वेल, लेट्स बिगिन, लेट्स शेयर द लर्निंग, आई थिंक।
Okay. Chalo, so I think I mean it's the right time we can start. Um, okay, good evening everyone. Just one request. I would just request you all to be to switch on your cameras if possible. One. कैसे हैं अभिषेक आप? All well?
All well, let's begin, let's share the learning, I think.
Okay. Okay. So one, if you can switch on your cameras, that will be great. Second, just one request. Please ask as many as questions. Please interrupt whenever you want. Don't follow any code of conduct or anything. If you have anything to ask, you don't understand anything, please ask me. Let's make this session a lot of, I mean, not a traditional session where we are just, it's one-way traffic. I will be talking about a lot of things. I'll ask you some questions. If you can reply, give answers, it will be great because that will improve our learning. And it's mutual. You learn something, I learn something, and that is how we move forward. Okay. So before we move forward, Vidushi has given a long description. I'll give you a very simple description. I am a mechanical engineer who's not great with engineering, very bad with engineering. I know how I have cleared engineering. The only thing I've learned after being into education is that it's only about exploration, finding new ways to learn, and you always remain learner. Either you are living and learner or you're non-living. You cannot have both things together in your life. So my request to all of you, be always a learner. Being a teacher is the first and foremost thing to learn. In fact, I'll share something very interesting with you. So if you go back to your school days, बचपन के दिन याद करो. Yeah, even if you talk about the small, kids, the kindergarten, हम बच्चों को हमेशा सिखाते हैं A and A for apple. बच्चा याद करता है, हमारे पीछे पीछे बोलता है, तो हम बोलते हैं A, बच्चा बोलता है A, हम बोलते हैं एप्पल, वो एप्पल बोलता है और याद करता है. फिर वो बच्चा थोड़ा सा बड़ा होता है, एंड देन वी मेक श्योर दैट वी आर नाउ नो मोर टीचिंग देम, वी आर नॉट नो मोर लर्निंग विद देम. The kids don't understand how to make, I mean, how to learn. We just keep on telling them this is what you need to learn, this is what you need to learn, but they never understand how to learn, because learning is the biggest process that we all need to learn how to learn. If as teacher we can start learning from each other in school, outside school, talk to each other, I think it will become very easy. So with that thought, let's try to make it a very simple session. I'll give you start with a very interesting experience which I had with me. Uh, there was a time when I wanted to do a project on time. We all know time. In fact, it's, if you see, it's 4:38. I don't know if you all are from India. We all will be following same time, and it's 4:38 at all of our place. मैं थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा शाना बन के अपनी बेटी के पास गया. My daughter, she is in class 4th. I am talking about last year. So last year I went to her, and I'll tell you such a irony how bad we are with creating things. So I went to my daughter. She's in class. She was in class 3 at that time. I asked my daughter, मेरे को उसको टाइम पढ़ाना था. Chapter, there is a chapter 7 in class 3 which says time, and you have these clocks and everything. So I thought I'll teach her time. So I went to her and I asked, कायना, एक बात बताओ, टाइम पढ़ना क्यों जरूरी है? सो कायना ने मुझे बोला कि पता नहीं क्यों पढ़ना जरूरी है. मैंने बोला नहीं, इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. टाइम अगर नहीं पता होगा तो कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे. शी सेज ठीक है, आप बोल रहे हो तो मानती हूं, पर कहाँ यूज होता है मुझे नहीं पता. मैंने उसको सोचा कि थोड़ा लाइफ से कनेक्ट करता हूं, और मैंने अपना पहला एक क्वेश्चन पूछा, कायना कल सुबह स्कूल जाना होगा, कैसे पता लगेगा कितने बजे उठना है? What was the reply? And I'll request you all, if you have any answer in your mind, please start answering. So when I asked Kaina ki how will you reach to school tomorrow morning, you know what she replied? What time she need to go? So she replied, आप उठाओगे. ठीक है, मैंने बोला मैं उठाऊंगा. I said अगर मैं नहीं हुआ फिर कौन उठाएगा? फिर कैसे उठोगे टाइम पे? She says मम्मी उठाएंगी. I said अच्छा, मम्मी उठाएंगी कल. I said मैं और मम्मी दोनों नहीं हुए, फिर कैसे पता लगेगा किस टाइम पे उठना है? She said कि स्कूल क्यों जाना है, छुट्टी, ना आप ना मम्मी. I said अरे. I said अच्छा, डोरेमोन देखना है टीवी पे, हाउ विल यू नो व्हाट टाइम इट इज कमिंग? She said कि अरे पापा यूट्यूब है, जब प्ले करो तब चलता है. आई सेड कि बच्चे नीचे खेल रहे हैं, कितने टाइम पे नीचे खेलने जाने कैसे पता लगेगा? शी सेज बच्चे नीचे आवाज लगाते हैं, काई ना मैं खेलने चली जाती हूँ, यू डोंट नीड टाइम फॉर इट। मैंने बोला कि खाना कितने बजे खाना है, कैसे डिसाइड करोगे? शी सेज जब भूख लगेगी खाना खा लूंगी। आपने कभी शेर के हाथ में घड़ी देखी है? एंड आई गॉट शॉक्ड। I could not find even a single reason for us to teach time to these kids. The only reason we are teaching them time was it's chapter number 7 in class 3. So these textbooks governs us. These textbooks every day tell us that, okay, this is a chapter you have to teach. Everybody, everyone just follow these things and we are going ahead with it. We came into life. The life came first, then came education, then came the books, right? Now what we have done is we have made life a part of education. So education is the first thing. Once you'll do good education, then you'll get a good life. And where will you figure out and where will you fix up or where will you use this education which is coming to you in school? Go and figure out in life. Now that's the biggest problem. If we start learning everything from life, the real understanding will happen. For example, I'll give you an example of friction. So we all know friction. Friction, if you go to books, you'll find a very interesting definition. Friction is a force which is applied, and teachers will give you this kind of example. Just rub your hands and it is getting heated up. That's friction. And that is how we teach friction to kids. Very interestingly, just imagine there is a kid who's cycling, and on a turn, he takes a turn at a very high speed, slips, picks up the cycle, कपड़े झाड़ता है और खड़े होके बोलता है कि अरे गिर गया. You go and ask क्यों गिरे? Do you think he'll reply friction? No. He will never reply friction because for him friction is not even a part of it. He'll say इसलिए गिर गया क्योंकि बहुत तेज साइकिल चला रहा था. And that is where we have started creating problem. We have to connect each and everything of our learning through life. In fact, घड़ी पे एक बार फिर से आते हैं और एक और इंटरेस्टिंग चीज बताता हूं. तो कायना को जब मैंने टाइम का समझाया, उसके बाद एक और चैलेंज आया कि वो जो हमारी एक ऐसी, इफ यू सी रिमेंबर, वो राउंड क्लॉक और उसके अंदर 3 हैंड्स रहते हैं. I want all of you to just remember and please answer me. So there are 3 hands in a clock. The first hand, what do we call that hand? Anyone, come on. What do we call that first hand? Come on, tell me.
Sir, minute.
No, the first hand, not minute, the first hand.
Second.
R hand, correct, R hand. Bandini is absolutely R hand. Now just tell, it took me 2 minutes to convince her R means not R, R. For me to convince H is silent was one more learning which was going. Now comes the interesting part, which is the second hand. Which is the second hand? And you'll say? Minute hand. Great. So second hand is minute hand. Which is the third hand? Second hand. I'll again repeat. The second hand is the minute hand. The third hand is the second hand. Now my daughter asked me, पापा अगर ऐसा था तो सेकंड हैंड को ही सेकंड बोल देते ना, इतना तो आसान है, जो हम ही तो नाम दे रहे हैं, कौन नाम दे रहा है? We have not even connected a single part to their real life. We are just teaching them in one direction. हमें जो सही लगता है हम पढ़ा रहे हैं, हमको जो जरूरी लगा था हम वो पढ़ा रहे हैं. टाइम बहुत आगे चला गया, चीजें बहुत बदल गई, पर हम अभी भी वही पढ़ा रहे हैं जो हमको सालों से याद हुआ है या हमको लगता है. और सारा प्रॉब्लम ये आता है, द किड्स डोंट अंडरस्टैंड वेयर दे आर अप्लाइंग दिस नॉलेज. इनफैक्ट आई गिव यू इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड. I tell everyone that if you teach through stories, it becomes very easy. So what I'll do is I'll give you a simple understanding. I'll give you a simple story. एक ऋषि की कहानी है. तो एक ऋषि थे, वो अपने कुटिया के बाहर बैठे थे ध्यान लगा के. एक ईगल उड़ती हुई आई और उनके उस ईगल के बीक में एक माउस था. माउस सडनली उनके बीक से गिरा और ऋषि के पास आके गिरा. ऋषि को उस माउस पे थोड़ी सी दया आ गई. उन्होंने 1-2 दाने अनाज के उसे दिए. माउस ने फटाफट से उनको खाया और कंफर्टेबल फील करने लगा. धीरे धीरे वो माउस और ऋषि में बहुत अच्छी फ्रेंडशिप हो गई, दोनों साथ रहने लग गए. वन फाइन डे ये माउस भागते हुए आया और ऋषि के पीछे छुप गया. बहुत डरा हुआ था, घबराया हुआ था. ऋषि ने सोचा कि मुझ ऋषि का चूहा कैसे डर सकता है. तो ऋषि ने गेट की तरफ देखा तो एक बिल्ली खड़ी थी. अब ऋषि को लगा ये बिल्ली इस चूहे को डरा रही है, ऋषि ने जादू करा, उस चूहे को कन्वर्ट कर दिया बिल्ली में। इस बिल्ली ने उस बिल्ली को भगाया और फिर से ये बिल्ली राजा बन के घूमने लगी। कुछ दिनों बाद फिर एक कमाल हुआ। अब ये जब बिल्ली डरी हुई आई पीछे फिर से ऋषि के, तो ऋषि ने गेट पे देखा, इस बार एक डॉग था, जोर जोर से भौंक रहा था, बिल्ली बुरी तरह से डरी हुई थी। ऋषि ने जादू करा, अब इस बिल्ली को डॉग बना दिया। ये डॉग बनते इस डॉग ने उस बड़े वाले डॉग को भगाया, पहले वाले डॉग को। अब ये डॉग पूरे जंगल में घूमने लगा राजा बन के। कुछ दिनों बाद ये डॉग भागता हुआ डरा हुआ आया और ऋषि के पीछे छुप गया। ऋषि ने गेट पे देखा तो एक टाइगर था। ऋषि ने फिर से इस डॉग को टाइगर बना दिया। टाइगर बनते ही इसने उस टाइगर को भगाया और फिर सोचने लगा, बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज, अगर मुझे खाना खाने बाहर जाना ही है तो बाहर क्यों जाऊं, ये सामने ऋषि बैठा तो है, इसी को ही खा लेता हूं। ये सोच के उसने ऋषि पे जंप करा। ऋषि की समझ में आ गया, ऋषि ने फिर से जादू करा और उसे चूहा बना दिया। दी एंड, स्टोरी खत्म। अब आप लोग क्विकली 1 मिनट के अंदर मुझे बताओ इस स्टोरी के लर्निंग आउटकम्स क्या है। मुझे ऐसे लर्निंग आउटकम्स मत देना कि हमें अच्छा बने रहना चाहिए, हमें हमेशा लोगों के लिए अच्छा करना चाहिए, हमें किसी के लिए गलत नहीं करना चाहिए, क्योंकि वो तो हर स्टोरी के लर्निंग आउटकम्स होते ही हैं। बी अ गुड पर्सन, लॉट ऑफ दीज लाइफ स्किल वी सर्च। कैन यू गिव मी सम लर्निंग ऑफ साइंस फ्रॉम दिस? एनीवन? कम ऑन, सम लर्निंग ऑफ साइंस फ्रॉम दिस स्टोरी quickly. Okay, we will, if you can start typing. Okay, could we please? Okay, fine. So I'll try to make complete English, don't worry. I thought we all are from India. Okay, so the first learning outcome of science is that just replace these animals with some other animals and make a food chain. It's a proper example of food chain. Mouse eaten by cat, eaten by dog, eaten by tiger. Give this story to kid, ask them to replace these animals with new ideas, and he'll come up with a new idea saying the eagle was eating grasshopper. Grasshopper one fine day went out and came back running because frog is ready to eat. Frog came running back and Rishi converted grasshopper into frog. The kids are learning about food chain. Second, they are learning about change of forms. The ice converts to water, converts to gas or water vapors. Similarly, the mouse converted to rat, to cat, to convert it to dog. It is possible. One, can you tell me some interesting learning outcomes of maths which we are gaining from it? So maths, you'll say, what about maths? But you are learning about size. What is the volume? Rat will have or mouse will have small volume, and that is why a bigger cat is able to, the rat get frightened because of that cat. But cat will have more size. What do you mean by more size? That's the understanding of volume. The volume for us is maybe the volume of a cube, which is side into side into side. But the real volume comes between us through real life experiences. If you just look at me on screen, you will see a big face. You will understand my face volume is quite big. And you can see from my all this that I have a big volume, right? That's the understanding of volume which needs kids to understand. They don't need to just go into those formulas because those formulas will not take them anywhere. You need to start bringing real life into their learning. Okay, can you tell me what place this Rishi was sitting? Was he sitting in Kashmir, or was he sitting in some part of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, or was he sitting in some country of Africa? If I'll ask you this, you'll say hardly matters. All places are same. Yes, but yes, the interesting thing is the Rishi must be sitting either in Madhya Pradesh or Rajasthan or some places, because tiger is only available in or is there in these places. There is no tiger in Africa. You are teaching them just one story. It is upon you as teacher how many learning outcomes you can bring. One learning outcome which we all come across any story, Panch Tantra, any story, is we generally just talk about the learning outcomes in terms of life skill, but bring the learning outcomes of the topics they are studying every day. And that is where you'll suddenly start feeling that they are learning beyond what is being taught to them in their real world. So I'll give you, there are hundreds of examples like this, but other than friendship, love, all these, you can learn so much out of this. Okay, So moving forward, I'll give you one more interesting example of how experiential learning helps you in day-to-day life. I think I'm talking about 3, 4 months, 5 months ago. There was a group of teachers who I was working with. The only question which they had in their mind was that our kids don't wash hands before eating. The first answer from my side was, even I don't wash hands before eating. They got shocked. Arey sir, how come you not wash? But with our daily routine, we somehow miss washing hands. Um, a kid who's hardly in play group, it's tough for them to wash their hands every time. They have never seen the repercussion of what will happen if they will not wash their hands. For example, if I eat food today without washing my hands, what will happen? I might get a stomach upset, but that will happen tomorrow. It will not be an instant. It will not be like I ask you a question, you don't answer me, go out of class. So for kid, this is like a life session, life learning. It will come gradually. How will you, through experiential learning, teach kids that they need to wash hands? So I give you a chance, all of you. Just take a minute, think. How will you convince kids that they can do? It's so important to wash their hands before eating foods, because we can make nice posters. We can show them posters of hand, one side dirty, one side clean, say cross saying please wash your hand, anything of that sort. But can you give them a real life learning through which they will understand? Anyone, if you have any suggestion, please share, and I'll share what we actually did with these kids. Anyone? Okay.
So we can show them some activity in which we can have water in a mug or a jar
Hmm.
and throw them some dust particles there and then put a hand with a soap or a sanitizer and we'll show them how the dirt particles are moving apart from that. That way they will look at it visually that how the germs are getting away from when we are
Correct.
washing hands.
Very interesting. But instead of that, you can do much simpler thing. You can just put, I mean, that's a very good idea, but you can just put some color on your hand, wash and show them, see, after washing it get cleaned. Same. They are understanding. But why they should wash their hand is not about cleaning their hands. It is about what will happen if they eat with those dirty hands. So I'll give you a very simple idea. You do it with your kids wherever you are. If you have kids who are around 6, 7, 8 years, great. If you don't have kids of that age, do it with elder kids. If you don't have kids, do it with any kids of your nearby, but do it with kids. Take 2 bread pieces. Okay. Throughout the day, just play. Let that kid play. Ask that kid to put their hand after playing on one bread piece. Put it into a plastic bag. Then go and wash their hands. Come back and then touch the other bread piece with the clean hand. Now put that also in a plastic bag. Hang it in your school, in your class, in your room, anywhere. Anywhere. Just hang these two. Now do this tomorrow again. Same practice. So throughout the day, don't do anything. Don't wash. Once you're coming back from play, everything, just put your hand back on the first bread. Then go and wash your hands अच्छे से, very nicely, and then put your hands back on the second bread. And now wait for 3 days. The first bread will have lot of fungus after 4 days. The second bread will have very less fungus. Now show them this is happening in your tummy after one day if you don't wash. They will always wash because now they have seen the outcome. Experiential learning is not about just giving them activities. It is about connecting with the real life. If we are not connecting any activity through real life or with real life, they will never ever understand that why are we even studying these concepts. I'll give you one more interesting example of maths, of experiential learning. I just request all of you, one person who is bad with maths to open their mic, and one person who's amazing with maths, please open your mic. Anyone, let's quickly do this. It's very interesting and I can prove how bad we have done with maths. So Kalindi ma'am has opened the mic. I don't
Yes,
know,
sir.
ma'am, good with maths, bad with maths?
Bad, sir.
Bad, great. I love people who are bad with maths because good wale kisi ke sunte hi nahi. Anyone
Yeah.
who is good with maths, come up. come on, any maths teacher, anyone. We'll do a quick experiment right now.
So I will do it. I'll take care of
Okay.
it.
So Abhishek and Kalindi ma'am will do this, okay, for us together. Now, the first question, which is very tough in maths, to Kalindi ma'am. Second will be to Abhishek. Okay. So Kalindi, the first question. What is 5 plus 3? You're on mute.
8.
8. Okay. Good. Abhishek, what is 5 minus 3?
2.
Great, you are good with maths, pass. But life will not give you this simple question. Life will give you a bit different questions. Like, Ram has 5 toffees. Sita has 3 more. Abhishek, you have to answer, huh? Ram has 5 toffees. Sita has 3 more than Ram. How many toffees Sita has?
8.
So I'll again repeat. Ram has 5 toffees. Sita has 3 more than Ram. How many
8.
toffees Sita has?
8.
Why did you add? I never said add. Why did you add?
Because of you said more.
More. Great. So more means add. Remember, more means add. Zada is what we call in Hindi. So not tough. You do this with kids, they'll remember. More means add. Go forward. Okay. Kalindi, your chance. Ram has 5 toffees. Sita has 3. How much more Ram has?
3 more. 3 much more. No.
Okay, Ram has 5 toffees.
Huh.
Sita has 3.
Hmm.
How much more Ram has?
Oh, sorry. 5.
2.
2.
How?
Ram has 5 toffees. Sita has 3. How
Huh.
much more Ram has?
Okay. Sorry.
2.
See,
2.
I told you I'm bad at maths. Yeah. So,
But you said 2.
yeah.
But now comes the problem. You cannot subtract. Thodi der pehle you told me more means add.
Huh.
That's the problem. The problem is when we are adding, we'll put more as addition. After some time, when we have a new chapter of subtraction, we'll say more. It's written more than, that means subtraction. The kid starts getting confused. He's not even understanding what you are saying, because for us, we have grown up. For us, we are able to understand. Kid is not understanding anything. In fact, I'll just share my screen quickly and I'll show you these things through visuals so that you will be able to understand. Vidushi, I think I can share my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So I hope it's visible, the screen.
It is.
Okay, great. So it's still visible.
Yes.
Okay, so interesting. Another question which you all can attempt. Raj has 8 pencils. Simran has 3 less pencils than Raj. How many pencils does Simran have? You'll say less means subtract. I'll subtract 5. 8 minus 3, 5. Now teacher will tell you less means subtract because it's less. Next, Raj has 8 chocolates. He has 3 less than Simran. How many chocolates Simran have? Now you have to add because it's less than Simran. Suddenly the less will start saying add and we have lost it. The kid has lost it. Now he has understood. Kuch nahi karein. They will not do anything. They will make English more complicated. So you are testing kids on maths, but you will make English more and more complicated. And that is the bad thing we are doing. So what I did one fine day, I sat with all the NCERT books of class 1 to 8, started making a list, and I'll show you something very interesting. So I've made this list of some topics, some words, which should be taught by an English teacher, but is only taught by a maths teacher. And that is where the biggest problem which is happening in this world. The maths teacher is not able to tell these words, the meaning of these words and how they are being used. The English teacher is busy doing unseen passage. The sufferer is that small kid who's not understanding that increased and increased by are two different things. Combined and combined by is a different thing. How much needs to be combined is again a new thing. And that is where we are creating a problem for this kid. So this is a list of a lot of these interesting things, words which I have just tried to copy from, your NCERT books. And it is so tough for kids to understand. But the only problem is we are focused on one way learning. That is my way of learning. We are not even concerned about how kids actually think. I'll just call Kalindi ma'am. Please, can you come once again? Sorry, but come on. So I have
Sure,
found
sir. Sure,
somebody.
sir.
Okay, Kalindi ma'am, can you
Yes,
solve
sir.
this? What is written on your screen?
No, sir.
Great. No, I know you will always say no, and the whole world will say no. For anyone who's bad with maths, see x square, suddenly you start feeling, what is this happening? I cannot. Okay.
Hmm.
So Alina ma'am is saying I can. All those who can, good. All those who can't, it's because of these numbers. People have gradually made you realize that you're not good with these. So you can just forget. Kalindi ma'am, please, I'll change this and now you have to solve for me. Please इज्जत रख लेना, कर डालना solve. ठीक है? It's very simple. Okay. So what I have done is I have changed it. The question is still same. The answer is now a bit different. So now can you do it? Tell me how
Yes.
many bananas are there and how many apples are there. Please tell me.
17.
14. 14.
See.
Come on. How many bananas?
15,
17
16,
bananas.
17,
17
18.
bananas.
18 bananas. Perfect. How many apples?
5.
5.
18.
5, no,
5
sorry.
plus
Apple,
13,
13.
14, 15, 16, 17,
18.
18.
18. 18.
Superb. Now just consider x squared to be apples, y squared to be bananas, and reattempt it. You will be able to solve it. The problem is we don't want kids to learn. We want them to learn the way we know. We need to give them images, things through which they learn. Experiential learning is not about anything. It is just about making sure that they are learning from life, from things which are around us. So take bananas, take apples, take anything around you, take beads, take marbles, take anything, but make sure the learning stays the first and the most important thing, because that is what matters the most. I'll ask anyone, come on. So I will move on to the next interesting thing. Okay, so one fine day, I was teaching a group of students. Yeah, anybody wants to ask anything?
Vidushi, can you mute all of them, please? Yeah.
Okay, so another interesting thing. I went to a school, so I do these kind of experiments. I went to a school where I took the playgroup books of all kids. You know, these first nursery rhyme books. I take these nursery rhyme books to class 9th, 8th kids, and I ask them, can you tell me what all things you can learn? So in those books, I found this interesting image. I'll give you 1 minute to tell me what is wrong with this picture. There is something which is very big wrong in this picture, but just tell me what's wrong in this picture. So this is an image I got from a book of school kids, nursery kids. We teach these topics to kids in school, but how will you tell them is the most interesting thing. So tell me what is wrong with this image. There is something very interestingly wrong in this. Come on, tell me.
Sir, moon.
Moon. What's the problem with moon?
Sir, twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Twinkle twinkle little star, but they all are there on the screen, stars.
बट सर मून नहीं बच्चों को मून का नहीं पता ना, वो तो सिर्फ स्टार को इमेजिन मतलब वो देखते हैं क्या स्टार ही दिखेंगे.
हाँ, पर इस इमेज में क्या दिक्कत है वो बताओ मेरे को.
नहीं
What's
तो
the problem?
स्टार्स बहुत नीचे हैं, क्लाउड भी बहुत नीचे है.
Stars
Clouds.
and moon won't exist together. No, star and moon always come together. Any night you see stars and moon together.
No,
Stars
star and
are down.
cloud.
Clouds.
Clouds are down, right? But you'll always have this kind of thing when you have clouds on the horizon and you have clear sky. Rest of the sky is clear. Just at the edge, you'll find clouds and you'll see stars and clouds all together. Yes.
Crescent is inverted.
Pardon?
The shape, the crescent is inverted. It should be
Crescent
other.
is inverted. So crescent will have different positioning at different places. India will have different, Russia will have moon different, in the position. So you can still have a similar kind of moon at some or the other place. But there is something much bigger which is wrong.
The reflection in the lake?
The
So
reflection,
you mean to
the
say
picture
that
is
the
very
clouds,
dark
and
for
in
them.
the clouds, how can you see stars? Is that what you want to say?
Pardon?
It's a cloudy night and you can see still stars.
See, it doesn't happen a lot of time, but there are a lot of times. So I'm saying this is not my image, but you can still have this image in which there are stars, there are clouds, and there is moon in sky. Might be rare, but for Bombay people, for people staying on beach, on all beaches in India,
We
you'll find
can't see stars.
you can't
In
see.
I think
in
there is no
Bombay, we
reflection of
can't see
moon.
stars properly.
No. You can see stars. See, I agree this is thoda sa exaggerated, but still there is nothing wrong in terms of
But
stars.
excuse me, reflection of the moon in the water. There is
And so
nothing.
it's not water, it's base. So it's just the edge of the sky. See, I'll tell you very interesting. Now the
So
problem is,
different
yeah.
shades in the sky.
See, so generally you don't see different shades, but it is still somebody is saying color. See, when you have to depict a night sky, you cannot paint it black. So you paint blue. Something like Krishanji used to be blue, never black. Although the color is a sham, which is dark. But I'll just tell you something very interesting with this image, and you'll be shocked how bad we are with the logics, because over
Excuse
a
me,
period
sir.
of time, that is how we have taught kids. So the interesting thing is, you see moon here,
Excuse
okay?
me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, eyes are there, I think. I'm not sure about this,
Yes.
but eyes, I think eyes are looking. I'm looking eyes.
Eyes.
Yes, sir.
Eyes as in eyes. ICE or EYE? Again, English.
EYE, sir. EYE.
Okay. Okay. No eyes. No eyes. Okay. See, I'll
Okay.
tell you something
Okay.
interesting. Okay. So
Okay. Okay.
the point is, you see moon. The moon is a 3D object. The amount of moon which we see is the moon which is glowing, but moon is still there. So you will not see any stars in the circle where the moon is. So it will not, just watch moon. Can you see stars inside moon? The moon is like a ball. The portion which we are able to see is the part we are able to see, but moon is still there. So it is not like this. It is like this. See, the moon is there, and you will not see any stars behind the moon in the whole circle, because moon is a 3D object. It's not a small, crescent thing. But when you teach out of books, the problem is that this is the image which is there in book. It's just a crescent moon. There is not a complete ball which is there. And that's where the kid starts to disintegrate. They don't understand why we even teaching them, because we are every time not using something which is readily available. For example, you all can see me. I have this mouse in front of me. Even if you can see this side more bright, still this mouse will, if it is behind me, you will not be able to see. Similarly, the stars are behind the moon. Even if there is no moon or very less moon, the ball of moon is still there. The only thing is we are not able to see from Earth, but that circle is there. It's not a crescent. Now, this is so easy to do. You can just take a ball, go to a class and show them. But I don't know, why don't we do this? We just wait for things to happen. So it's very interesting. I'll move on to another interesting concept. I don't know how many English teachers are here, but to all English teachers, I'll just ask you some important English things. Okay. Can someone tell me what does sink means in Hindi? Although there are some people who are, I mean, I don't want exactly the Hindi meaning, but just a random. Sink means
डूबना
Dubna.
Dubna,
Okay, and
dubna.
drown means
डूबना
Dubna.
डूबना
Very interesting. Two words, same meaning. Then why two words? Why don't we use same word? Tell me.
The English is a very funny language.
English is a funny language. So interesting. Sink is now. Why I'm saying
Sink
you all
is
these
used
words
for
is
object.
Sink, but the person drown.
yeah. So sink is for
Things.
things, means
Sink,
non-living,
object. Yes, non-living
Yes,
thing.
objects.
non-living
For
thing, and drown
And
object.
is
drown is for people.
very
Living.
nice, very nice. If I go more deep, I'll tell you something more interesting. So sink, you need more water than the person or thing. So for example, stone in water will sink. For drown, you don't need much water. Sri Devi drowned in bathtub, you remember? You don't
Yes.
need water.
Yes.
If
Yes.
if I take your head and put inside a water bucket and I keep your head inside the bucket, in just a bucket of water, you will get drowned. So drowned is more of a biological process in which water gets in our lungs. Now, until unless you will not explain these words to kids like this, they will always remember. They don't have understanding of these words. I'll ask you one more preposition thing. Is it in a plane or on a plane? Quickly start answering. In a
On a
plane, on
plane.
a
In
plane.
a
In a
plane.
plane.
On
Huh?
a plane.
No, on a plane. On a plane.
On
Moving
a plane, on
objects.
a plane, in a plane. You'll keep on answering. And how will you do? You'll just speak in your mind and then you'll listen. Whatever looks good, you'll say. So you'll say, in a plane is not looking very good. On a plane looks good. Yes, yes, on a plane, on a plane. And I'll ask you, on a truck or in a truck? You'll say,
In
in
a
a
truck.
truck is not
In
sounding
a plane.
great. Yes, come on. In a plane, on a plane. Come on, think.
In.
In,
In
In a
in.
in a
You don't,
plane.
in a plane.
On
Yes,
a plane. On a
on a
plane.
plane. We travel on a plane. We sit in a plane. Okay, so very nice. Rachna ma'am has written a complete detailed thing, but yes, correct. But we travel on a plane or in a plane. So I just try to open books, understand all these things. So what you can do is today open a book which has all these things in a plane, on a plane, whatever. So in and on all mode of transportation. So we were doing a project, education through transport, where we wanted to explore this, and we explored something interesting. All things in which you can sit and cannot move will be in. All things you can sit and move will be on. So in a helicopter, on a plane, in a truck, on a bus. You do this with kids, they'll always remember, they will never forget. So here is the list: on a bus, on a plane, on a train, on a ship, but in a boat. Although they both are on water, but ship you can move, so you will be on a ship. Car is in, you cannot move in a car. Subway or metro, on a metro. Now came the interesting question, which was bicycle. How can it be, how can you stand on bicycle? And then I remembered my school days. Yes, I used to cycle while standing on this, on the pedals. And I understood it has more to do with just the in and on. It is the physical change or physical way of driving or sitting or, going around in these, in these vehicle. And that comes, there is the most beautiful thing, that the experiential learning is all about making kids understand these words, make them in fact, I have written what's the full form of maths. I don't know how many of you know, but I'll tell you the real full form of maths. The way we teach them in school is, meri atma tumhe hamesha satayegi, is how the kids actually, so you need to go to kids to understand what does the maths full form means. But I'll give you one more interesting learning which I found through a project called Education Through Kitchen. So we were doing a project in which we just wanted to explore everything through a kitchen, and we learned a lot of things. Kitchen is an amazing place to learn so many things, so many experiential learning things. Like my mother used to tell me always that when you have to make rice, ek muthi rice means one fist of rice and twice the water. That's it. Now tell me, what's one fist of rice means? How much is the volume of one muthi? You will never be able to know, because it's a random unit. Second, teaspoon. You all know what is teaspoon. You all know what is tablespoon. Okay. How big is tablespoon? I mean, what's the volume? How much water comes in a tablespoon? No idea. Teaspoon is small, tablespoon is big. That is the only thing which we have understanding of. Yes, we don't have any idea. So while doing this interesting thing through kitchen, I came across a very interesting topic. I'll share with you. So we all know sandwiches. We all have eaten sandwiches. Uh, is there any logic of maths which we can learn from a sandwich? See, why I'm taking these examples is, these are the problems which came in front of me and I'm sharing with you. These things came in front of me because I was looking for the answers in real world. I was not looking for the answers in the world which is not existing, not the books, not the textbooks world, in the real world. Where are they applying? So I understood an interesting concept. This is a sandwich. Just watch carefully. Even if you're great with maths, fine. Even if you're not great with maths, fine. See, there are two ways in which you can cut this sandwich. One vertical, one diagonal. Vertical sandwiches generally we people eat, jinki wife quickly they make at home. So we get the vertical one. The diagonal one you'll have everywhere in restaurants, all 5 stars, all buffets, you'll find diagonal one, right? I just kept on thinking why a restaurant, a 5-star buffet keeps diagonal sandwiches. And the interesting answer comes from maths. So if you take this sandwich, if I cut this vertically like this, the area will remain same of both the sandwich. The perimeter means how much outer line, perimeter is the boundary. How much boundary we have will be different. In this, it will be one vertically, then one other two, and 0.5, 0.5. So complete 3 will be the perimeter. Okay. So the perimeter will be 3, area will be half. But in the other sandwich, like this, the perimeter will increase. This length, which is of diagonal, is now bigger. The bigger length will give me more lucrative image. There will be cheese hanging, the lettuce coming, the tomato coming out of it, some amount of chicken, cheese, patty, something coming out of it, which makes it so lucrative. And this side is bigger, which makes me tempt to eat this sandwich. And then I went on to internet, search sandwich, and see, this is what I found. Not even a single sandwich on internet will be square. All diagonal, you'll see only the diagonal side. You'll see the diagonal side with so much things coming out of it. So lucrative, so interesting. It's a learning of maths which is happening here. I'll move on to another interesting topic beyond maths. I don't know how many of you follow. I mean, I'm sure you're teachers of class 1 to 5, but whenever you are teaching them in class any topic, try to bring. Are there teachers beyond 5 also here, Vidushi? Are there? No, approximate 5, 6. Okay, great. So I'll just give you an interesting lesson which I got to learn from history. The interesting lesson which I learned from history was there was a war which happened 1526. It's called the First War of Panipat. Is there anyone in this class who remember this war 1526 First War of Panipat? Okay, Kalindi ma'am, great. You know? Okay. Anyone else? 1526 First War of Panipat. Fought between whom and whom?
Sir, I never understood these wars.
Correct, ma'am. You will never understand because we were more interested in teaching what is happening, what date it happened, between whom it happened. But I'll tell you a story of such an amazing war. So what happened? 1526, the First War of Panipat happened. Now, what happened in this war? There was a ruler called Ibrahim Lodi, who was the ruler of Delhi, the strongest, very strong leader, very strong Raja. And he used to sit in Delhi and he had the best of army in the world. His army had the biggest elephants in the world. So what Ibrahim Lodi used to do, he used to sit on these elephants and used to just go for the war, win and come back. He was attacked by Babar. Babar had already attacked 12 times, but all times he had failed. This time he came with a new invention, new interesting thing. You know what he brought? Anyone? So he brought gunpowder. Babar shot gunpowder. This created an explosion. Nobody got killed because of explosion, but the elephant got mad. All the elephant which were the strength of Ibrahim Lodi's army started killing Ibrahim Lodi only. So Ibrahim Lodi's the whole soldiers, everyone got killed by the elephants of Ibrahim Lodi only. And Babar won in that war. A small ruler with small army won against such a big ruler and such a big army. And that started the Mughal dynasty. Do these small stories with kids. They will always remember what happened in 1526, the First War of Panipat. It will no more be just the images or the dates which will be kept in books now. It will be the real-time learning which they'll start understanding. And that is why we should teach in class. See, I tell this to everyone. I'm telling you also. Please forget about textbooks. Textbooks are there only to refer. Something which is written in textbooks is the first step, not the last step. The learning, the main role of education is to enjoy, to work, to learn about the journey of education, not the destination. Our education system makes us just one thing. It forces us to go for the destination, the last destination, which is marks. In fact, I'll tell you, I believe, seriously, I tell this to everyone, how bad we are. I'll just share an interesting story with you. So I'm sure you all have got your blood test done in your life. Okay. First of all, how many of you think we should not have exams in school, or the exams the way we have in school? If you think we should not have exams the way we do, please tell me. So if you think we should not have exams the way we should do, you can just write yes, yes, yes. If you don't, if you agree, then it's fine. But if you agree, we should not have exams the way we have, you can tell me, because I'll give you a very interesting way how I actually learned. Abhishek, great, thank you. Yes,
Yes,
I'll give
sir.
you an interesting thing. So I'll discuss this with Abhishek only. Okay, Abhishek. You can switch on your mic. Great. Abhishek, have you ever got your blood test done?
Yes,
Yes. What do you do one night before your blood test?
I consume a lot of water so that I can
Normal.
No.
And
try
anything
to
specific?
try to eat something healthy.
Okay. Thoda what? That's it. Or anything extra?
Beetroot.
Nothing.
No.
Does your family is after you? But somebody is giving you spinach, somebody is giving you
Beetroot.
somebody is giving you
Beetroot.
all kind of pomegranate, anar khao, ye khao, eat, because tomorrow you have a test.
No.
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 You go to your blood test, you get your blood, you give your blood test and ask for report. Now think you get a deficiency of vitamin D. So you are bad, your body is bad with vitamin D. Half of the vitamin D is gone in your body. What if I tell you, don't worry, go to the next level, go to the next class. It's just half, we'll manage there. Or you'll say, give me medicine. Tell me, what will you do?
I will say, give me medicine.
Great. What do we do the day we pass from class 7th? We send them to 8. Suppose I score 50 in maths or English in 7th. What will be the next day I'll be doing? I'll be sitting in 8th with those 50% marks. And that's the whole problem. We are just concerned about that this is the marks, you have passed 33% or 40%, go to the next class. But when it comes to life, when it comes to our life, even if I say your vitamin A is a bit less, you'll keep on standing on the head of doctor saying, doctor, please write some supplements. Doctor, some medicine is actually required. Please. You are ready to pay for the medicine, but you want that problem to be finished. But in our system of education in school, we make sure that something which is missing, you send that person to the next class with that same thing which is missing. Instead of that, just do something simple. Just my idea. Do exams in December. Next 3 months, we'll focus only on things which we have left, which you have scored bad. Everything same. April, we start with the new session. The kids might get a chance to correct what they have gone wrong with. And that is the real corrective learning. That is how we'll actually learn for tomorrow. But what our system generally focuses on is marks. And when you'll focus on marks, the outcome is what you will decide with. So even if I score 45 in English, the English teacher will not stop me saying, come here, I'll teach you those 55. She'll say, you are passed, go to the next class. And that's how bad we have done with our system of numbers and education. So it's very important we tell kids that tomorrow, whatever you are doing in school, whatever you are thinking, whatever ideas which are there in your mind, it's important for you to enjoy that journey of exploring those things, because real understanding is not in the answer. The real understanding is in the journey of what is happening. You can take anything in this world. For example, I'll give you an example of two English words which I always tell. I don't know if any one of you know. Okay, I'll give you an example of Hindi. Okay, So I'm sorry if there is somebody who's not good with Hindi will not be able to understand, but Hindi can be spoken only in Hindi. So I'll just ask you a riddle. You have to type on screen the answer. A father and son are going on a scooter. They both met with an accident. Father died on the spot. The son was rushed to the hospital. Doctor came and said, "Oh, my son, how is it possible?" I'll repeat again. Father and son are going on a scooter. They both met with an accident. The father died on the spot. The son was rushed to the hospital. Doctor came and said, "Oh, my son." If you know the answer, stop. If you want to think, please think. Who's doctor? Grandfather? No. And no church father. And no, not, you cannot say, "Wo real father tha." No, no, no. No. Okay.
Grandfather.
Doctor must be a Kishan. No, 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 no. Okay.
Doctor must be.
Okay. I'll ask the same thing in Hindi and now you'll see how quickly you'll answer. So बाप और बेटा स्कूटर पे जा रहे थे. I'm again sorry. I have to do this in Hindi only. I don't have option with Hindi to Hindi. So बाप और बेटा स्कूटर पे जा रहे थे. दोनों की दुर्घटना हुई. बाप की मौके पे ही मौत हो गई. बेटे को हॉस्पिटल लेके गए. डॉक्टर आई और बोली, "ओह मेरा बेटा." Now tell me who's doctor? Mother. Very good. Mother. Very good. Now, अगर हिंदी की टीचर वुड हैव टोल्ड यू दिस बॉटल पड़ी है या पड़ा है, क्यों हम हिंदी में लिंग लगाते हैं? It is to give you more information than just the information which is being delivered to you. You would have enjoyed Hindi in a much better way. The Hindi was one topic, at least in North India, one subject which you learn and then go to school. And then school do some amazing thing and you say, "Arey, please leave. Somebody, please help me, make me out of this Hindi." In fact, I'll tell you an interesting thing. You take a 500. So all of you just try to, no need to open your cameras or anything, but just try to take a 500 rupees note in your hand and think, how can you understand that 500 rupees note? So what I wanted to tell you is, I don't have currency. Okay. I'll just see. Okay, so I don't have. Okay, Abhishek, great. So you have 500 rupees note. Okay, Abhishek, just tell me, what do you call this in Hindi? Okay, ma'am, what do you call this? Everyone, what do you call this in Hindi?
Note.
500 का नोट है.
Note. In English, you call it money, right? But it
Yes.
will never stay money forever. And that is the beauty of language. See, I work for the whole month for you, and you give me this same money. Will you call it money? No. You'll call it
Salary.
salary. Yes. You come and stay in my house. For the whole month you stay and then you give me the same money. Will you call it money? No.
Rent.
Rent. You stay in the my home for whole month, or you give this money for the whole month to me. After a month, you expect that I have given you so much money. Give me something extra when you're returning. What do you call it? Interest.
Interest.
You go and drop this money in God's dabba. In any temple, go and put this money in God's dabba. You call it money? No. You'll call it
Dakshina.
donation.
Charity.
Yeah, or we call it in Hindi. What do we call it?
Dakshina.
दक्षिणा. Great. मैं आप सबके बच्चों को उठा ले जाऊं और बोलूं, यही मनी मुझे दो तभी दूंगा बच्चे. What do you call money?
Ransom.
No, ransom. Yes. The word keeps on changing. This understanding of language will only happen the day we'll start exploring things from around our life. We don't need anything more. We just need life. You have everything enough in your life. Just see around your room. You have everything through which you can teach any single topic. The problem is I don't know why, are running after so big things around our life. What you need is good intent to be a teacher. In fact, if I ask any teacher here, what are you teacher of? 90% of will say a maths teacher, Hindi teacher, anything, English teacher, science teacher. Please remember, a teacher is only a teacher. There is no subject attached to a teacher. If you see two kids fighting in your school and you are a science teacher, will you go and tell them, "Don't put so much force here on your hair. Just release the force. Hold in a way so that the force is not hitting." No, you stop them. Yes or no? If it is a maths teacher, will they stop kids or say the volume of the hair in your hand is very less? Increase the volume so that you are able to pluck. No. A teacher is always a teacher. Please remember, you are not a science teacher, you are not a maths teacher, you are not an English teacher. From tomorrow, make sure every morning you are just teaching kids. Whatever you know, teach them. More and more information you gather, more and more learning you bring, and that is the only way, only and only way a teacher will become better. So be a better teacher by gaining more and more knowledge. If you have something with you, it is impossible you will not give it to your kids. So I have hundreds of things which I have done. I am sharing everything. I cannot stop myself from sharing. That is the beauty of teaching, that everything which you have, you'll always deliver to the next generation. All those people who are talking to you, you are talking, discussing anything, you'll always pass all your information. And that is similar to, I'll give you an example of your mothers. So your mothers stop you when you enter kitchen and about to touch something hot. They'll say, no, 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 stop, stop, stop. Yes, that is because they have the learning that it is hot. So if you have any learning, you will always pass on to the kids. The important thing is you increase your learning. And how do you increase your learning? Just observe everything in a very different way from now onwards. Everything on your table, your laptop, your mobile, anything on your table, anything, just observe them in a very different way. Ask yourself, tomorrow if everything goes away, can I teach through this mouse? And suddenly you'll start feeling this mouse is also enough to teach so many concepts. And that is how we'll be able to deliver the right understanding, right learning to kids. I tell everyone, Guru Dronacharya was the teacher of Pandavas and Kauravas. Can you tell me one subject he used to teach? Everyone will say, he used to teach them Dhanurvidya, how to shoot with bow and arrow.
Archery.
Archery, yes, that is what. But who used to teach them good manners? Same Guru Dronacharya. Who used to teach them the understanding of how to be a good king? Same Dronacharya. Everything was taught to them by their Guru. So Guru means the one single person who can do all these things. And remember, we are in a profession where gradually everything will go. Every will think. So I tell every teacher, we teachers, every teacher is like a highway. People come and go. On that highway, the highway stays there only. So whatever come and happen, you will stay in school only or become a principal or next level, whatever, but you'll stay in your same level only. It's the kids which will come and go through us and become better people. But there is not even a single profession in which you meet someone after 20 years and you straight away go and touch their feet. It's only happening with you teachers. So your teachers have an extra responsibility to make sure that you do justice with what you are doing. Search for more and more things, learn more and more things every day, and make sure you are teaching these things to your kids every single day. You are not waiting for anything to happen. That is the first and foremost crux of experiential learning. Experience and learn from everything around you. Don't look for things which are all amazing. Anything which you have is enough to teach everything and anything for you. Second, try to think from the perspective of kid. That's it. Once we grow, we become very different. And that is why I tell everyone, don't grow. Growing up is the biggest crime which is being, told to us. We tell kids, when you'll grow up, you'll get this. I tell every kid, when you'll grow up, you don't get anything. Whatever you are getting today only. So look from the perspective of kids. Think how we wanted ourselves to be taught. Teach them the similar and exactly the same way. Don't go here and there. Don't worry about learnings, marks, the course, everything, because that will finish gradually, that will end. What is more important is your thinking as teacher. Think from their perspective, give them a lot of interesting ideas, work on a lot of interesting things, and I'm sure you'll make a wonderful way ahead with your teaching. Fine. So with this, I'll end. If you now have any doubts, please throw as many questions as possible. Whatever comes in your mind, whatever things you want to ask, just start asking. If I'll know the answer, I'll answer. If I don't know the answer, then you are so smart that you can go and find the answer. Don't worry about anything. So yes, start the questioning.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, hi sir. So you spoke about कि exams नहीं होने चाहिए, right? So in that way अगर हम छोटे बच्चों के formative assessment करें वो ज़्यादा उनको help करेगा to understand and we would also get to know कि इसमें क्या वो lack कर रहे हैं बच्चे and we can help them gain that understanding, right? तो
Yes.
वो
So
भी
so
एक
when I say no exams, I don't mean no exam means no exam, because there has to be some way to judge how much they have learned.
हम्म,
And if they have not learned, how can we again come back and teach them? You
yeah.
know? तो जहां प्रॉब्लम है वो तो करें, पर हमारा अगर अल्टीमेट एम ही एग्जाम है, I think we are losing the purpose. The ultimate aim should not be the exam, it should be the journey of that whole year. Today is 6th of December. What we learnt on 6th of December is more important than what I'll write on 3rd of March in exam.
Indeed,
So
yeah.
we should focus more on today's learning instead of just worrying about that this will come in exam, because what happens after a time, the teachers will also understand that if it is only the marks, then I'll tell you. So I'll tell you a question. 2 plus 5 is 7. Remember. You'll remember, you'll just answer it. I am losing the purpose. So exam needs to be just one way. There are 100 more ways to understand how good a kid is.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Had a
Come on,
question.
any question, please. Any question, anything,
So,
anything you
Abhinav,
want
how
to
to
share.
become smart? When you say you can teach with anything, so how can I teach with pen? So how do and where do I get the information?
Okay, so you have a pen. Okay, let's take your pen only. Okay. Okay, so you have a pen. Now just think of a situation that you don't have anything extra in your world. You have this pen and you have a class tomorrow. Now tell me one topic which comes in your mind you cannot teach with this pen. See, pen, when you open, close, that force. When you write, that's friction. The first person to invent pen was so and so person. Waterman was an amazing pen. The pen will behave differently in different part of country. That's geography, because the soil is different, the moisture is different, the air quality is different. You write with same pen at different location. At different location, you'll have different idea. The same pen, you can write anything. That's life skill. So there are hundreds of things you can write. In fact, blue pen, red pen, green pen, and black pen all have different meanings. A principal signs with green pen, not because it's amazing, it's because they want to show that this thing has been now coded with green. You need not worry. So the point is, Abhishek, we can just look for points, we can just look for topics, and you'll find that everything which is happening around us is happening because of all subjects together. There is not one subject. So you can always bring out your learning from anything which you get. It's not, and you don't need to be smart enough. You just have to think, how can we use it? In fact, एक बच्चे को पिन चुबाओ, उसको प्रेशर भी समझ में आ जाता है पेन चुबाने से, that how bad a pen can hurt. So, I mean, you can use pen to teach so many things, but you can use anything around you.
But Abhinav, again, you need to explicitly talk about these wisdom or these terminologies when you say pin chubhana, yeah, for an example, like playing a cricket itself, like, okay, so at what angle you should be playing your shot so that the ball can travel the distance. So it's also about like, okay, having a parabolic equation onto it. Yeah, फेंका था तब भी उसका ज़्यादा दूर गया. So all these things are like we are talking explicitly about it. Then only the children are understanding, and how the wisdom comes on its own is what my question is.
So see, the wisdom will come on its own when you'll give kids a lot of time to think. I think the biggest problem today is that we are not giving enough time for kids to think. If they'll start thinking, they'll start understanding what is right, what is wrong also, instead of you every time telling them that this is right, this is wrong. For example, I'll give you a simple question. Just think something is falling on your head right now. Okay. Tell me what is falling on your head. And that's the first trigger question. It might looks very simple, this question, but the answers can blow up your mind. You tell me what's falling on your head.
Yeah.
Air. Great. That's physics. But on my head, the food for my daughter is falling, which is making me work every day. Suddenly the tables will turn. So it is upon that question which teacher throws. If you are throwing questions which will give more answers, you are starting a conversation, and that is how wisdom will come. I'll give you one more example, interesting example. I don't know how many of you have tried this, but the first question which you generally try or ask kids when they come back from school is, how was your school? Yes or no? Yes, this is what we ask. How was your school? And the first answer which comes is just a one word. Good, bad, not interesting, great, finish. Instead of asking this question, bring the thought process into their system. Ask them, what was one thing which made you laugh? Now they'll start opening up. While opening up, they'll understand when to stop, because they might have done something wrong in class which might looks very funny, but they cannot share with you. And that is where, Abhishek, the wisdom will start coming in. What to speak in front of whom? How will they make sure? Because there are so many schools who say, don't, our kids use so much abusive language. In fact, I went to a school, the principal said, go and address my kids, they use so abusive language. I said, ma'am, how can I stop them from abusing? I can only make them understand that where to use what kind of words. That's it. Whom, in whom presence you can talk what kind of things. That is only the learning I can do. If I'll say use this word, they will not use only these 5 words in front of that person. So the real learning will only happen once we'll give them enough chance to experience and ask. Okay, so there is one more, sorry, but there is one more question. Yes, there is Jibamanna Mala. Okay, yes. So you can ask your question.
Sir, my question, I really enjoy your session that beyond the textbook teaching and your idea is really inspiring us. So I have one doubt, sir. As a teacher, I have one concern. In my class, if there are 5 kids who is not interested in reading part, how I can make them joyful reading? I have to give my kid, they have to enjoy and read. They should not be feel shame that I didn't able to read it.
Yes.
How can I implement the joyful reading in that, particularly that 5 kids who is not interested to reading?
Great.
How can
So I don't know how tough it is to make kids read, because I'm also not a great reader. I also run away from reading. And you have asked exactly the pain point for me. But I'll tell you a simple way. Okay. You make 10 chits. Okay. Make a treasure hunt in school. Make 10 chits. Start writing small clues. The kid who's not interested to learn is starting to read those chits, because now his intention is not to read those chits. His intention is to win that treasure. Okay. He start with a slip. Tomorrow convert that small slip into a small para. Next week convert it into a small story. The outcome is not reading. The outcome is going and winning that treasure. So do small steps. They will not start learning, start loving reading today itself, but give them small things through which they can learn. Give everyone a chit with an interesting name written on it. From tomorrow, you will be called this. So for example, you will call Abhinav as Superman. Now, if I cannot read on my slip which says Superman, I'll ask my friend, can you read it for me? I don't know how to read, or I don't want to read, whatever. I am going one step ahead. What we want from reading is straight away take the book and start reading. They don't find it connected. They're not connected with those things. How will they connect? When you will take these small steps. So don't worry about making them enjoy reading straight away. Let them start enjoying reading 2 lines, 4 lines, 7 lines. And that is gradually you will be able to reach to a point where they'll start enjoying reading, because they'll understand that they get so many information from reading. So my suggestion is don't push too much for reading. Give them the fun of reading. They tell them that when you read, you'll find answers for so many things, because I have written on this slip that the treasure is under the table of science teacher in the staff room. This is written. Now, until unless he will not read, how will he find the answer? and he'll understand one more life lesson, that reading will give him answers for a lot of things in life. So that is how you can just try. Yes, anyone else? Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhinav. Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
look forward to have you more times at our SAR Education channel.
Thank
So,
you.
Rishi, please do the closing.
Yeah, sure. So thank you so much, sir, for your time and dedication. We deeply appreciate the valuable insights you've shared today. Your commitment to education is truly inspiring, and we're grateful for the effort you put into making this session so impactful.
Thank
We
you.
look
Thank you.
we look forward to hosting more webinars with you in the future, as your expertise is instrumental in enhancing the knowledge and skills of our educators. Thanks to you once again.
Uh, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, sir. Sir,
Yes.
I
Yes.
have a one question actually. सर आपकी जो सार की बुक्स हैं उसमें आपने स्टार्टिंग पर्पस से आई एम प्राइमरी टीचर सो दैट्स व्हाई मेरा एक क्वेश्चन आपसे कि जो हमारी सार की बुक्स हैं उसमें हमने नर्सरी में इंट्रोड्यूस किया हुआ है स्मॉल लेटर्स
Mhm.
सो उसका क्या है सर वो थोड़ा सा मैं समझ नहीं पा रही हूँ तो प्लीज इफ यू डोंट माइंड थोड़ा सा मुझे डिटेल में बताएंगे
Yes,
क्योंकि
ma'am.
कैपिटल्स हमने बाद में यूज किया है
हाँ, so मैम मेरा सवाल अब जैसे अभिनव का है वैसे ही मेरा सवाल है,
जी
कैपिटल को आप कहाँ यूज करती हैं?
सर कैपिटल्स को हम कहाँ यूज करते हैं सर वी आर नॉट यूजिंग इन कैपिटल लेटर्स लाइक हम न्यूज़पेपर यूज करते हैं या जो भी है हमारे स्मॉल लेटर्स आर वी आर यूजिंग ओनली स्मॉल लेटर्स ओके बट प्रॉब्लम इज देयर कि एज अ राइटिंग पार्ट they are I think I'm not sure about this sir so my opinion from my side कि मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि शायद जो स्टैंडिंग लाइन और स्लीपिंग लाइन से जो रिलेट करते हैं क्वेश्चंस लाइक अल्फाबेट सॉरी सो वो बहुत इजीली बच्चे कैच अप कर पाते हैं इन रिटर्न पार्ट ओनली
So, okay. So, can you write a capital letter? How many steps it involve?
like we are starting a sorry LTI
Yeah.
like
So,
this way
yeah.
standing
So,
line or sleeping line
yeah. So 2 steps. And when you
yeah
write the letter A, how many steps are involved?
free sir
No,
sorry, two steps are there: slanting line and sleeping line.
no. When you write the lowercase,
In lowercase, C and one. I think one. Na?
it's
So
only
I
one.
think two.
No, it's one only because that's a
Okay.
continuous formation. So the why we use the lowercase is because first you start reading words, you don't start reading sentences. And when you start reading sentences, that's where you're going to use the capital letters. For reading words, if
Okay.
you use the capital letters, so that's fundamentally something you are teaching them wrong. For an example, I write a common noun like apple with the capital A. So
Mm-hmm.
principally teaching them wrong and I need to unlearn. The second reason is all our regional languages are in curves, so children scribble in curves. So the curves comes naturally to us rather than coming the standing line and the sleeping line. It's a task which we are going to for them. The third reason is that the capital letters are having more steps as compared to the lowercase letters. Letters are generally formed in single step, and the fourth is, which is probably very, very obvious, is like we use to make form words. So we move from lowercase
Mm-hmm.
letters to form words. That is what
Okay.
our thing is.
Mm-hmm.
So, and capital letters आप use करेंगे when you start writing these sentences. So that is why in dictionary there's no word which you will find like apart from the proper nouns with the capital letters.
ओके सर बट फ्रॉम माय साइड मुझे थोड़ा सा ऐसा लगता है कि शायद जो इजी मेथड है जो हम स्टार्ट बच्चों से ये करते हैं कि इजी टू डिफिकल्ट जाते हैं सो दैट्स व्हाई आई थिंक कि हमें कैपिटल्स करना चाहिए व्हाट यू प्रेफर कैपिटल्स आर ओके और स्मॉल लेटर्स
मैम जैसे अभिनव ने बोला ना एप्लीकेशन क्या है उसको लेटर सीखने के बाद आप कराएंगे क्या उससे
ओके करवाने का तो सर आएगा तो हमारे स्मॉल लेटर्स पे ही नो डाउट
हाँ
लेकिन
In end of the day, sorry, but मैं
इट्स
और
ओके
नहीं
सर
रुक
इट्स ओके
सकता. Sorry, I have
ओके
इट्स
सर
ओके
nothing.
ओके
So it has nothing to do with. So I don't have anything to say with the books and everything of this. But my point is very simple, ma'am. See, the
या
point is we are just looking for the application. एंड दैट
Okay, sir.
एप्लीकेशन इज किसी तरीके से बच्चे को ए आ जाए ताकि नेक्स्ट टाइम कोई आके पूछे ए आता है या नहीं आता तो बच्चा बना सके. दैट्स द ओनली
Okay, sir.
रीजन. In
Okay,
fact,
sir.
even if you don't teach them capital letters, small
Yeah.
letters,
Mm-hmm.
even if they are able to understand the sound, that is the most important, because A doesn't come alone. A has no, there is not even a single word which has A. A is a wrong sound, it's A. Can you understand? You never say a word which A. B
Yes,
is
sir.
nothing, it's just a symbol. Jaise six ko,
Wow.
I'll show you something interesting. I tell this to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Abhishek, but I'm taking this time, but I just want to show this. I'll show you this. This number
Yeah,
is
6.
not
6.
6. It is not 6, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll show you.
Now see.
This is 6. The
Okay.
problem is we have just donated a lot of things with some images. हमें लगता है वो image बच्चा याद कर ले और हो गया. It is
Mm-hmm.
more important for them to understand the logic why we're doing. The application of alphabets is so that tomorrow we learn these alphabet, we'll be able to do it a better in future. Small
Okay, sir.
letters gives you advantage that if you see the chat window also right now, there's hardly 1 or 2 capital letters. They're all small. So more small letters you'll see, it will be easy. There's no fixed rule, but it's a if you'll just look at it from the complete application point, kids might get easy for them to use small letters. That's it. But it's
Okay,
completely
sir.
your understanding.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Vidushi. Thanks all. See you all someday. If you have any doubt, please send me SMS, WhatsApp, or on LinkedIn. Wherever you send me, whatever doubts comes in your mind, I'll be more than happy to solve them, because that is how we learn. That's the only way we learn.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, if anybody has any queries or wants to reach out, they can connect with us over our website, www.sareducation. We are there on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook, so you can reach out to us. So, thank you, Abhinav sir. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
wonderful participants. Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.